Phil Foden and Erling Haaland could be the first City players to score in 3 Manchester derbies in the same season. Dennis Viollet and Paul Scholes have done it for the red side. Today's United team, well, in front of Andre Onana, there's a return for Rafael Varane for what will be his final game for the club, alongside Lisandro Martinez, with only his second start since early February. Sofian Amrabat keeps his place. Casemiro drops out, in fact not on the bench either, despite initially being named as a sub. And there's a start for Marcus Rashford, his first since the semi-final against Coventry, his 21st derby. A point to prove? Well, perhaps. The speculation is mounting that this might be his final game as the man in charge of Manchester United, and he will play a part in that decision. Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Who knows, the decision might already have been made. Alan's alongside me to enjoy this. If you can hear me, Alan, this is the loudest cup final I've ever experienced, and Phil Foden will be ready to light it up.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. What an atmosphere, absolutely right. But Phil Foden, what a season he's having. Player of the season, rightly so. 27 goals in all competitions, given the freedom to go in, whether he wants to go on the left or come and play in that number 10 in there with De Bruyne. What a player, what a season.
Whilst the reverse is true, if Foden's England star is on the rise, his is on the wane.
Yeah, when you compare to where this man was 18 months ago to where he is now, rightly so, he can be angry, he can be disappointed, he can be all of those things. But he's got a point to prove, and maybe that's the reason why Ten Hag has put him in the team today, as well as having a really good record against Manchester City.
And the reverse is true. If Foden's England star is on the rise, his is on the wane.
Yeah, when you compare to where this man was 18 months ago to where he is now, rightly so, he can be angry, he can be disappointed, he can be all of those things. But he's got a point to prove, and maybe that's the reason why Ten Hag has put him in the team today, as well as having a really good record against Manchester City.
Andy Madley, the man in the middle, as he was the last time these sides met at the Etihad Stadium on the 3rd of March. A 3-1 win for Manchester City, after a rocket shot from Rashford had United in front early and at half-time. I think the general consensus ahead of this 143rd FA Cup final is that United, to have real hope, have got to score first again. We're ready to go. Watch it from the very start. Remember a year ago, City in front after 12 seconds. And it's the same routine. Back to Stefan Ortega, who's taken a fair few seconds to pump it forward towards Haaland this time.
I was going to say it can't happen again, can it?
Well, it might be happening for Rashford, because that is a really forceful run. And it's a good job for City. It was Kyle Walker running with him.
Absolutely. There's not many people who will beat him in a race, Kyle Walker. I think it's really interesting to look at the team selection and look at McTominay and Amrabat and Mainoo in there. And one of the reasons why they're probably playing those three is because of the legs in there to try and stop the likes of Foden and Kevin De Bruyne trying to get on that ball.
Was flattened by Amrabat. He's had a little bit of a mini resurgence to his season-long stay at Manchester United. Hasn't been a glittering loan from Fiorentina. Guardiola thinks a little bit differently to not just other coaches, but pretty much anybody else on the planet who watches football. Not many coaches would have just casually swapped both centre-backs for the FA Cup final.
This will happen for large parts of the game, you know, in terms of Man United having to suffer when City are in possession, but they've got to stay tight, they've got to be together, otherwise they'll be punished, and they can do that, and then they can hit them on the break, which they're more than capable of doing. They've got to get that right. When they decide to go, they've got to get it right. It's time to push and squeeze. You've all got to do it as a team, not just individuals.
United getting nowhere near the ball, barely been able to play a pass.
Yeah, that's all right, you can be patient, that's what they'll do, but so long as they don't allow those gaps to happen, and be patient, what they're doing at the minute, and it's working okay for them in the first 5 minutes or so.
Now the passes start to happen. Well, it wasn't the best of balls from McTominay. Varane digs it out to Wan-Bissaka, and for the First time down that side, there's a little bit of room.
And that's why you're patient, because you know you're going to get the ball at some stage, and then you've got to do what you can on it. And important that you don't give it away straight away and let City to come straight back at you. So it's their turn to try and keep the ball. Times try and punish that high line that City will keep. They have the pace to hurt them. There's no doubt about that.
City in front after 12 seconds. And it's the same routine. Back to Stefan Ortega, who's taken a fair few seconds to pump it forward towards Haaland this time.
I was going to say it can't happen again, can it?
Well, it might be happening for Rashford, because that is a really forceful run. And it's a good job for City. It was Kyle Walker running with him.
Absolutely. There's not many people who will beat him in a race, Kyle Walker. I seem to remember he did that in the game at the Etihad when Marcus Rashford went through as well.
De Bruyne. Haaland. Trying to keep clear of McTominay and Amrabat. Guardiola's chip in. Haaland has gone down. Strong appeals. Rodri's got in the face of Andy Madley, but he's not interested. It's the first piece of work to do for the afternoon for the VAR, Michael Oliver.
Otherwise they'll be punished, and they can do that, and then they can hit them on the break, which they're more than capable of doing.
John Stones. Garnacho had just threatened to spin away from Mainoo, but the ball went back the other way. It is a familiar pattern in the early stages of pretty much every Manchester City game.
Just having a look at Scott McTominay as well, keeping having a look over his right shoulder there, just have a look where Rodri is to try and stop him getting on the ball and dictating the pace of the game.
There's McTominay. Bruno Fernandes. Garnacho has a little bit of space, and it wasn't a bad shot. It's one on target, straight at Ortega, but that is the first effort for Manchester United.
And it was a decent effort. He didn't have any other option really, just to move the ball out of his foot and have that pop at goal, and I thought he did it really well. Put his head down and had the shot straight at Ortega, though it didn't really trouble him. But encouragement for Man United.
De Bruyne sends Foden away running. Martinez pops it over the head of Haaland. Bernardo Silva. Beautifully done by Bernardo Silva. Foden just ran out of room at the end. This is menacing from Manchester City. Varane got his head to it. Martinez puts his boot through it.
Really good defending that from Varane. A tricky ball with De Bruyne on that left-hand side. Positioning was spot on.
Ortega took a risk there. Ake up and away. Was Kovacic to the rescue for City that time. And here's Haaland. Dalot slides in, brings down Erling Haaland, and it is going to be a City free kick, but the referee's going back because Kyle Walker has a problem. He's down and out.
Yeah, he just went up to try and win the header and fell really awkwardly, I think, Kyle Walker. Again, he did really well in winning the ball back from Marcus Rashford, but he didn't nearly put his team in trouble, as did the goalkeeper Ortega, who were trying to play out from the back. Good defending. Good, clever, patient defending. Strong. Not allowing him to get past him at all. Watching that ball out.
Alejandro Garnacho, the scorer of Match of the Day's goal of the season.
Rightly so. What a goal it was, eh?
Better than Wayne Rooney's?
I think it was, yes.
Oh.
He's went off his shin.
I was talking about the one against Newcastle.
But it is hard work having to chase that ball for long periods.
What do you reckon, 25 degrees down there?
Yeah.
Walker. Foden. Bernardo Silva, Foden. Kovacic arrives. Pulls it back behind Haaland, and Mainoo will beat Guardiola to the ball.
Well, that's how they can open you up with the first touch like that from Phil Foden. And that's what made it.
Mateo Kovacic timed his burst beautifully. Sometimes with City, they only need one sniff like that, and the hunt has started. First time they've threatened to get in round the back.
Well, they did it really well. As I said, it was the first touch of Foden that opened his body up, which then put Manchester United in trouble with were they able to play the ball in behind there in the run of Kovacic.
Guardiola. De Bruyne. Magnetic touches. Rodri. Rodri. Flicked away from Haaland by Varane. Bruno Fernandes. Well, Rashford might get to that, but Walker will beat him. And Ortega beats both of them. Dallo. And Garnacho. And he held his run and timed it well enough. Ortega's come out, and it's a gift of a goal for Garnacho!
Well, that's what happens when you gamble. That's what happens when you don't give up and chase it. I just wonder whether they thought it was offside, you know, the Man City players for that original first run.
Well, they're asking the question now, and VAR will have the full forensics on it, but for me, he looked onside from the start. And Manchester City have got themselves in a right old mess, and it's United who fully punished it.
Well, he times his run to perfection, you know, and that's what happens when you're patient. As I said, sometimes you've got to gamble and expect a mistake. There's that run in there, look, you can see he's clearly onside, and he's hoping for an error. He's hoping for a nudge from the defender. It's better than that. He's given a tap in.
Who's at fault here, Ortega or Guardiola, or both?
Well, both of them. A lack of communication. Guardiola hasn't got a clue where he is. The keeper's in no man's land, isn't he? Thank you very much. How do you want it on a plate? Absolutely.
The FA Cup final has finally started for real. It's City 0, United 1.
Oh, you're dreaming about that last night, aren't you? Give me an open goal from 7 yards out. Thank you very much.
Well, he hasn't had one of those all season. They don't come around very often. To come around here and now, well, that's incredible.
Well, that ball's happened twice on this side of the pitch with Rashford and with Kyle Walker a couple of times. But Kyle Walker's got back and managed to get rid of the problem.
Foden. Cleared away from Haaland by Varane, who's been outstanding from the start.
He has, he's been dominant. His positional sense has been fantastic. Well, every player, every single player at the minute in a red shirt is doing their job to perfection in terms of sticking with the runners, not allowing Man City any space. And then in the opportunity when they've got to try and hit them on the break, they've done it well.
Goal scorer Garnacho.
But their game won't change. They'll be patient. They've been in this position before, haven't they?
23 points from losing positions in the Premier League this season. And here come United once more. Time for that to change, of course, but this is exactly where Manchester United wanted to be, and the game has mapped out exactly how they wanted it to.
The game plan is working. It's working to perfection at this minute in time.
Varane, Garnacho, he's in again, he's got Rashford with him, and Garnacho picks him out, and now the flag goes up.
It's just off though.
Yeah, this one won't count. Nicely put away by Rashford, but I think he knew. The body language told the story.
Yeah, well, it was a good ball across and a good finish as well. Certainly encouraging. We said, didn't we, after 2 or 3 minutes with that high line that City had, Man United caused them problems at the Etihad with a similar sort of tactic and didn't punish them enough.
And here's Rodri to try and make it get better. Pull back to De Bruyne to adjust his body shape. He wasn't set for that. Bruno Fernandes, Mainoo, Rashford denied what would have been his first Wembley FA Cup goal.
Pass that was.
Garnacho, here's Bruno Fernandes. Oh, what a ball! And Mainoo scores! Never mind the double-double. It's a Manchester United first-half double.
Just brilliant from Manchester United. The way they move the ball, the way they switch the ball with Rashford's pass. And then the way they play and pass and find Mainoo in there and the finish.
Never mind the double-double. It's a Manchester United first-half double.
After 2 or 3 minutes with that high line that City had, Man United caused them problems at the Etihad with a similar sort of tactic and didn't punish them enough. But that's certainly on for them.
But he might have a few words to say to his players if the break comes and there's been no change or it gets worse for Manchester City. Never mind the double-double. It's a Manchester United first-half double.
Just brilliant from Manchester United. What a goal that is.
And it's the other Stockport footballing wonder. It's Kobbie Mainoo's moment. At 19 years old, he scores in the cup final. But take a bow, Bruno Fernandes.
And Garnacho, Fernandes and Mainoo and Rashford, who then started that move with that wonderful crossfield pass. But the pass from Bruno into Mainoo, what a pass and what a finish. The goalkeeper thinks he's going to go to his right-hand side, but he has the ability and the confidence to say, no, I'm going to put it where you're just walking across to me. And he tucks it in the corner.
20 minutes in, City 0. United 2.
They've been far the better team. They're off it because Man United are stopping them from playing. They're forcing them to errors and not allowing any space at all. Where has this been all season?
To have a camera in his dressing room during the break.
For this first 42 minutes, they've been second best by far.
Excluding that penalty shootout defeat to Real Madrid. Manchester City 35 games unbeaten before today. Not just the FA Cup. That's at stake today. There are other teams' futures at play too. United win. They will be in the Europa League next season, otherwise they won't be in Europe at all. It would knock Chelsea out of that competition into the Conference League. And Newcastle out of Europe altogether. To Jim Ratcliffe, with Sir Alex Ferguson and Sir Dave Brailsford in behind. So Jim Ratcliffe bought his stake in Manchester United this season and immediately talked about, to echo the words of Sir Alex from years ago, knocking Liverpool and City off their perch. For today at least, that perch looks pretty precarious. It'll go out of play and it'll bring about the half-time whistle with Manchester United in control. They got a present to get them going. Alejandro Garnacho gratefully gobbled it up, soon followed by a wonderfully well-crafted goal. Garnacho to Bruno Fernandes to Kobbie Mainoo. United's half. And as things are going, United's cup final. It's City 0, United 2.
Oh, that's the problem with football. Remarkable first half performance from Manchester United, both going forward and defensively. We've not said that too often this season. They've looked very organised, very structured. They've got a plan, Wayne, and it's certainly worked in the first 45 minutes.
I think they've been brilliant. I think organised, hard to play through, hard to play round even.
Just sensational. What a goal that is. Full of confidence.
And it's the other Stockport footballing wonder. Not Phil Foden today so far. It's Kobbie Mainoo's moment. At 19 years old, he scores in the cup final. But take a bow, Bruno Fernandes.
Absolutely. And Garnacho. Fernandes and Mainoo and Rashford, who then started that move with that wonderful crossfield pass. But the pass from Bruno into Mainoo, what a pass and what a finish. Just guides it past the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper thinks he's going to go to his right-hand side, but he has the ability and the confidence to say, no, I'm going to put it where you're just walking across to me. And he tucks it in the corner. Yes, yes.
40 minutes in, City 0, United 2.
They deserve it. They've been far the better team.
Walker to De Bruyne. The champions well off their usual pace.
Yeah, they're off it because Man United are stopping them from playing. They're forcing them to errors and not allowing any space at all. Sticking with every single runner.
Rodri.
Where has this been all season?
Silva. Now Kevin De Bruyne. That was a lovely pass from Bernardo Silva. And for once, or maybe not for once today, it wasn't quite the right ball from De Bruyne.
Well, I said Erling Haaland wants the early ball. That was probably perhaps too early, wasn't it? Had a little bit too much on it. Good movement from him. And just has a little bit too much pace on it for Haaland to get on the end of it.
Oh, to have a camera in his dressing room during the break. Given away by Stones. Bruno Fernandes, who's starting to really shine. Stones got in the way, making amends.
Another mistake. Nearly punished again.
Excluding that penalty shootout defeat to Real Madrid. Manchester City 35 games unbeaten before today. United win, they will be in the Europa League next season, otherwise they won't be in Europe at all. It would knock Chelsea out of that competition into the Conference League and Newcastle out of Europe altogether. So Jim Ratcliffe bought his stake in Manchester United this season and immediately talked about, to echo the words of Sir Alex from years ago, knocking Liverpool and City off their perch. For today at least, perch looks pretty precarious. It'll go out of play and it'll bring about the half-time whistle with Manchester United in control. They got a present to get them going. Alejandro Garnacho gratefully gobbled it up, soon followed by a wonderfully well-crafted goal. Garnacho to Bruno Fernandes to Kobbie Mainoo. United's half, and as things are going, United's cup final. It's City 0, United 2.
Remarkable first half performance from Manchester United, both going forward and defensively. We've not said that too often this season. They've looked very organised, very structured. They've got a plan, Wayne, and it's certainly worked in the first 45 minutes.
I think they've been brilliant. I think organised, hard to play through, hard to play round even.
And it's not just a free kick, it is a yellow card for the scorer of United's second goal.
I don't think you can have too many complaints about that. Tackle from behind, quite dangerous. Yellow card.
The overzealousness of youth.
Doku, as predicted, has come on.
That's why Doku's playing.
Jeremy Doku and Manuel Akanji have replaced Mateo Kovacic and Nathan Ake.
And what will happen is that Doku will try and hook this left touchline here and try and drag Wan-Bissaka out as much as he can, which will allow Foden to get inside a little bit more than he did in the first half.
Here's Dalot taking on Walker.
And what Rashford did is he tried to come inside, which also, if he get the ball over the top, but the space to his left-hand side for Dalot to come round and tuck in and maybe get the ball himself.
Doku into the action for the first time. It's Doku against Wan-Bissaka, and it's the United player who wins the duel. A substitute starting to make a difference. It's had a go on Wan-Bissaka. stayed put.
He's having to defend 1v1, which he didn't have to do in the first half, because Vardiol was the one in there, was normally knocking it back, but we know what Doku wants to do. He wants to run at him.
Immediately Wan-Bissaka engages. Wan-Bissaka again did his job to the letter against Jeremy Doku.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's not giving him... As soon as he gets that ball, he's trying to get as tight as possible, because he knows once he runs at him, it's trouble.
And there nearly was Doku, but Wan-Bissaka is doing really well against him. Saka will not let him go, nor will Amrabat. Doku gets away from Garnacho. Sells Doku short, picked off by Wan-Bissaka. And he's found a way past Onana!
Well, we've mentioned Onana a few times in terms of wonderful saves in the second half and coming for crosses. He certainly made a difference, Doku, hasn't he? The way he stretched him and made it pitch bigger. It's been a really good battle, hasn't it, Doku and Wan-Bissaka? Second half.
Story has been Doku versus Wan-Bissaka.
You've got to try and keep the ball, and this is what they're exactly doing. They're doing it well.
Onana maybe took a little bit too much of a risk. It's Doku against Wan-Bissaka, and it's the United player who wins the duel. Bruno Fernandes. Mainoo. Bruno Fernandes has scored 7 goals in his last 8 appearances. See the increased confidence about every Manchester United player.
It's a really good player again. They don't mind going back, because you've just got to try and keep hold of that ball. If there's no one up there, you can't just give it straight back to City. You've got to try and keep the ball, and this is what they're exactly doing. They're doing it well.
Bruno Fernandes, and he's improvised expertly.
The runs are superb, particularly from Fernandes, to break the offside trap. See him just pick his head up and see where the gap is. He looks there and he's off. There you go, he's off. He wants the ball, he gets it. It's a clever run.
Bruno Fernandes has scored 7 goals in his last 8 appearances. Erik ten Hag has picked the entire team up, it seems, this week. Got them ready, got them focused. They're in charge. And Bruno Fernandes is loving it. Doku sent on to be the key. Tried it again, and this is Haaland! And that bar is still shaking.
Oh, what a strike. Not really been involved in the game at all, but we know that doesn't bother him.
Getting closer, closest yet.
It's the best they've shown.
Bernardo Silva. Foden. Now it's the City fans you can hear. Doku. Wan-Bissaka wouldn't let him get completely clear, but it will be a corner. And it is the first corner of the entire game. That doesn't happen often.
No, not at all, no. They stretch him a little bit more, aren't they? Give him a little bit of width, though, Doku.
The substitute starting to make a difference. De Bruyne. Onana's got something on it, enough on it. Walker. Bernardo Silva. De Bruyne. It's over everybody, and it might be his last contribution. Julian Alvarez has been talking to Pep Guardiola for quite some time, and he's ready to come on.
Substitution for Manchester City. Leading the field, number 17.
This was Haaland's biggest contribution yet.
He just manages to guide it, doesn't he? Just can't get it beneath that bar. It's a good strike. Keeper's got no chance, he's beaten. Just that little bit too high.
Too high for Haaland. Bruno Fernandes. There was a tumble from Foden, but I don't think he really believed anything had happened himself. And now Manchester United break. Garnacho won't be able to go all the way. Great save, Onana.
Wan-Bissaka's having to defend now, isn't he? He's having to defend 1v1, which he didn't have to do in the first half, because Vardiol was the one in there, was normally knocking it back. But we know what Doku wants to do. He wants to run at him.
He's put his hands on his knees, Doku, as though he's shattered already. Great save, Onana. That was ripping in.
What a save. Great strike that was. I think he sees it late as well, you know, manages to have the arm power there to sort of keep it out. Brilliant strike from Walker. He doesn't really look comfortable at all here, but here's this wonderful save. Fantastic strike. He sees it late, you know.
Only goes for goal when he really believes it's on. And there, he thought it was in.
Wonderful save.
City have taken the lead in attempts on goal. And it is, as always, that statistic in the top left of your screen that's the only one that matters.
All that matters. It's a fantastic strike. He sees it late, you know.
Kyle Walker only goes for goal when he really believes it's on. And there, he thought it was in.
It's a big thank you off Dallo as well, and rightly so. Wonderful save.
And that's going to run away from Phil Foden. Wan-Bissaka again did his job to the letter against Jeremy Doku.
Absolutely. The one question I would ask, though, is that because of the lack of game time with those two centre-halves, will he be able to last? Done extremely well up until now.
They're trying to keep out a team that has scored 148 goals in 58 games in all competitions this season. They've only failed to score in 4 before today. The Stones. Foden. Beautifully played through. Alvarez in, but he's missed. Oh. One of the best chances they've had all game, if not it.
The best chance. No doubt about it. 1v1 with the goalkeeper. He gets himself into a great position. We said this is what he would offer when he came on. For that ball in behind should be in the back of the net. It's a great chance. He doesn't really quite look comfortable. He just gets it a bit too tight in his feet. He never pushes it away enough, does he?
It got stuck. It is the sort of moment as we move towards the halfway point of the second half when some start to think that's the day summed up. Back with Ortega. Probably wishing more than anybody else in the City camp for some sort of redemption to start to happen. Onana clear. There's Rashford. A little bit of ball juggling. Dallo takes over. Dallo has a look. That fires wide. And your question, Alan, about how long will the centre-backs last? Well, I think one of them's going off in a moment or two because Johnny Evans is getting ready to come on.
Yeah. It's no surprise, is it? I mean, they've done incredibly well to last this long and perform the way they have done. The two of them have been magnificent up to now.
City will try and keep the ball going so there's no time for United to make changes. City is the plaintive cry from the end that their team is attacking.
And there's the difference there in terms of making the pitch bigger. Got Doku this side and Bernardo Silva with chalk on his boots at the other side, stretching.
There's Guardiola. Now John Stones rocking back. And it's missed the target by a distance.
And he's getting a round of applause off his manager, but Man United will be quite happy with him shooting from 25 or 30 yards.
Well, Johnny Evans and Rasmus Højlund over the last 2 minutes have had those bibs on, those bibs off, and little trot down the touchline again. They'll be coming on soon. Højlund has come on as a sub and scored in both of United's last 2 games. McTominay runs into Akanji. Foden manages to get out of a tight spot. Doku is stopped by Wan-Bissaka. He's stopping him at source.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's not giving him. As soon as he gets that ball, he's trying to get as tight as possible because he knows once he runs at him, trouble.
Guardiol's header. Foden. Amrabat takes control. Garnacho. Dallo is pushing forward in the left edge of the box. Garnacho took it on himself.
It was the right decision to take it on himself, because there was no option in the middle other than for him to put his head down and have a shot again. There's just no one there, so why not have a pop?
United's first corner of the match. Bruno Fernandes gives the signal. How to play for a City throw. What's happened there?
He went to tackle Johnny Evans.
Bernardo Silva and Johnny Evans getting acquainted a little unnecessarily.
Well, he was coming on. He's injured now.
Oh, Kanchi nearly made an almighty error there. Got away with it. Away by Ortega. Haaland. Amrabat into tackle. Haaland strong enough to hold him off.
He's done well in there, you know, Amrabat. Nothing spectacular on the eye, but he put a shift in to make it difficult for the opposition.
He's done well the last few games. Doku. Rodri. And Foden has gone down, and he wasn't even looking for it. Those not wearing half and half scarves have very different expressions to those who are.
I mean, you haven't got one.
Should be banned. Here's Doku. Well, there nearly was Doku, but Wan-Bissaka is doing really well against him. Walker holding on to Rashford, coming away with the ball. It's the United fans who are howling, and Bruno Fernandes who is screaming at Andy Madley.
Yeah, they were both at it, weren't they?
Well, you would know.
What are you trying to say?
Alvarez bundles past one. A little bit of room appeared for him. Doku has more. Doku trying to thread it through, and Bernardo Silva just the wrong stride pattern when the ball arrived.
Just couldn't fall for anyone, could it? You could see what he was trying to do, Doku. He had him where he wanted him, was running at him in the box. He just tried to guide it into that corner.
It is going to be a corner. Lisandro Martinez, his second start since February the 4th, and he's feeling it.
Yeah, understandably so. When you've been out for that long and expected to come back into a game like this with the intensity and the heat and everything else, then it's tough. But he's put in 71 great minutes.
Probably the best 5'9" tall centre-back in the world. There aren't many of them.
Well,
let's have a look at the two teenage sensations for Manchester United, who've both scored in the FA Cup final.
The keeper's got to take control. Once he makes his decision to come out there, he's got to get the ball. But this goal, wow. Everything about it was just top class. The pass from Rashford, the run inside, the pass from Fernandes, and the finish.
Before today. The Stones. Foden. Beautifully played through. Alvarez in, but he's missed. One of the best chances they've had all game, if not it.
The best chance, no doubt about it. 1v1 with the goalkeeper. He gets himself into a great position. We said this is what he would offer when he came on for that.
There's Rashford, a little bit of ball juggling. Dalot takes over. Dalot has a look, but fires wide. And your question, Alan, about how long will the centre-backs last? Well, I think one of them's going off in a moment or two because Johnny Evans is getting ready to come on.
Yeah. It's no surprise, is it? I mean, they've done incredibly well to last this long and perform the way they have done. The two of them have been magnificent up to now.
He's stopping him at source.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's not giving him... As soon as he gets that ball, he's trying to get as tight as possible because he knows once he runs at him, it's trouble.
Guardiol's header. Foden. Amrabat takes control. Garnacho. And Dalot is pushing forward in the left edge of the box. Garnacho took it on himself. United's first corner of the match.
The keeper's got to take control, Ali. Once he makes his decision to come out there, he's got to get the ball. But this goal, wow. Everything about it was just top class. The pass from Rashford, the run inside, the pass from Fernandes, and the finish.
Sir Alex approves. One of their own scores after one who's become one of their own had scored. In from Alvarez. Oh, it was missed. And City screamed for a penalty with Haaland going down. He's had nothing all day, and he'll get nothing there.
No. No chance. They both had it again, aren't they? They're both pulling each other. He's trying to get away from the defender. Varane quite can't get his head to it there, and him and Kobbie Mainoo had it there, and great strength from Kobbie Mainoo there. Not allowing him to be bullied in there.
15 of the 90 to go. Still City 0, United 2. Doku. Foden. Rodri. Turns Højlund, he might have to do it again. Saka will not let him go, nor will Amrabat. He's going to have another shot. Kept out again by Onana. And the flag is up as it came back off the keeper's gloves.
Well, he's not afraid to have another pop, was he? Good decision from the assistant referee there, wasn't he? Great positioning. It's a good strike and a good save again. He pushes it back out to the danger area, but Haaland's offside.
Well done, Johnny Evans, getting his shins out of the way. Well done, Johnny Evans, getting his shins out of the way. Bruno Fernandes, was he being pulled to the floor by Walker? Well, it seems not. Here's Rodri.
Just see Højlund take up the centre-forward position and Bruno Fernandes go to his left-hand side. With Rashford going off.
Doku gets away from Garnacho. Now Amrabat to contend with. Shoulder to shoulder, that was strong, was it? No, too strong, says the ref. Free kick City. And Amrabat agrees with my initial assessment.
Well, I just thought originally he was doing what he's done most of the game and trying to be a nuisance and put players off and doing really well in his work there and going shoulder to shoulder. There's a little shove there, isn't there?
Doku is just in front of him, is he?
Just.
It's a free kick for City. No De Bruyne, but Alvarez is handy. Foden's not bad. Bernardo Silva's there too.
Alvarez has got that ball. Seen him.
Are we at the stage where this has to go?
Yes, I mean, we've seen him before, haven't we? Stick one or two in the top corner. It's good centre-forward play, that is.
From somebody who'd know.
We've done a lot of chasing in that second half, so you need a breather now and again, and you've got to do that as a forward.
Well, this is one heck of a position for Manchester United to try and have the opportunity to put this cup final to bed. Bruno Fernandes on the ball. And straight at Ortega. I don't know if he was caught in two minds there.
Just tried to make a bounce in front of the keeper, I think, didn't he? Using all of his experience. Right place, right time.
Foden with the dipper, and Onana got his glove on it. Keeper's been terrific for Manchester United. Alvarez, and he'll be there again. Once there's an 8 in front of the number, the team 2 behind starts to feel the belief ebb away. Bruno Fernandes on the ball, and straight at Ortega. I don't know if he was caught in two minds there.
Just tried to make a bounce in front of the keeper, I think, didn't he?
Stone's really prominently forward now, trying to bounce it back to Bernardo Silva. That's Rodri. Wouldn't stick with Foden, and Amrabat clears. To try down the other flank to put it away for a corner.
Good defending again. Martinez has gone off, but he's come on, and again, really good positioning that is. Using all of his experience. Right place, right time.
Foden with the dipper, and Onana got his glove on it. Keeper's been terrific for Manchester United. Perez, and he'll be there again. He opts to punch. Maybe could have caught it.
Should have, but we heard him shout keepers from here, didn't we?
Now here they go. Garnacho. Walker across. Garnacho will roll, but it won't be a free kick. It will be a throw for Manchester United. And the clock is going to tick past 82 minutes now. Once there's an 8 in front of the number, the team 2 behind starts to feel the belief ebb away.
Once enough.
Foden. Blocked off by Amrabat. Manchester City free kick.
Today's attendance here at Wembley Stadium is 84,814. Thank you again for your fantastic support.
84,814 inside Wembley for the cup final. And only those with red hearts happy. Doku. Twisting, turning past Wan-Bissaka. Foden tried to pick up the pieces.
He certainly made a difference, Doku, hasn't he? The way he stretched them and made it pitch bigger.
Doku rides again. No way through this time. It's an up and under from Garnacho.
It's been a really good battle, hasn't it, Doku and Wan-Bissaka? Second half.
All its trials and tribulations. Scott McTominay's going off. He's brought valuable legs to the middle. And it's going to be Alejandro Garnacho who makes way as well. And Erik Ten Hag's team are just over a minute away from dashing their rivals' double dream and ending the season on a real high for themselves, getting a place in Europe too.
Bringing his teammates into play.
Alvarez booked. Manchester United will be in no hurry to get the game restarted, and almost as soon as they do, the party will start. For the supporters of Erik Ten Hag's team, after such a hard season for all of them, this will mean so much for all Red Devils.
This is what's been missing in this Manchester United team for large parts of this season. It wasn't today. They had a great attitude. They went out and they played the manager's instructions, and they did it to perfection, particularly in that first half, where every single player played their part. When they were put under severe pressure in the second half, for most of the time they stood firm.
What a moment for Erik Ten Hag. If it is to be goodbye, the end for him as Manchester United boss, if those reports are to be believed, it is the perfect way to sign off. And for Pep Guardiola's champions, treble winners last year, it's just a single this time round. They are the champions of the Premier League. But Manchester United will soon take the walk up the 107 steps, and they'll see red ribbons on the trophy. Manchester City 1, Manchester United 2.
So Manchester United have won the FA Cup final against the odds, it has to be said. Manchester City, no double for them or Pep Guardiola. A first domestic final defeat for Pep Guardiola. But this is Manchester United's day. There's no question about that. And their fans are really enjoying it now.
Doku's cross. It is kept in. And that's Walker. Haaland. I think the assistant was about to raise the flag. There's a chase on here. And Alvarez has lost the ball to Højlund. And look at the red shirts coming. There's a swarm. Amrabat off balance as the ball came to him.
Did the free kick, hasn't he?
He has got the free kick. And there's a yellow card shown as well.
Again, it was really good play from Højlund, getting that ball, being a right nuisance. Much as what's been missing in this Manchester United team for large parts of this season. It wasn't today. They had a great attitude. They went out and they played the manager's instructions, and they did it to perfection, particularly in that first half, where every single player played their part. And when they were put under severe pressure in the second half, for most of the time they stood firm.
What a moment for Erik ten Hag. If it is to be goodbye, the end for him as Manchester United boss, if those reports are to be believed, it is the perfect way to sign off. And for Pep Guardiola's champions, treble winners last year, it's just a single this time round. They are the champions of the Premier League. But Manchester United will soon take the walk up the 107 steps, and they'll see red ribbons on the trophy. Manchester City 1, Manchester United 2.
So Manchester United have won the FA Cup final against the odds, it has to be said. Manchester City, no double for them or Pep Guardiola. A first domestic final defeat for Pep Guardiola. But this is Manchester United's day. There's no question about that. And their fans are really enjoying it now. Wayne, you've got a very large smile on your face.
Yeah, obviously absolutely delighted. It was such a huge task for Manchester United today to come here and beat the champions, and I thought they were absolutely fantastic. The resilience they've shown, the work rate, the effort they've shown, and not only that, the desire to go and score goals.